Om Gananam Tva Ganapatim Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatan Shranvanutibhissi Dasadanam Sri Mahaganadipataye Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om. Dear friends, we have completed this 39th shloka of 3rd chapter, that is regarding this Kama. The discussion is on Kama, that is the desire. Then this Arjuna was asking as to what exactly is the reason or what is it that motivates a person forcefully towards some sinful action or some erratic behavior. Then Krishna was replying that it is this Kama, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. This is the origin of it is that Rajoguna, where that desire for having more and more. So that sort of that desire, that is something which is like a fire which cannot be quenched. You put more fuel into that, it glows further. So it is never quenched. So that is what Krishna was saying. Dushpurena analena cha. Analam. We also saw that word, the wonderful word called analam. Alam means enough. Na plus alam, not enough. The word for fire, the Sanskrit word for fire is analam. Of course, there are many other words like Agni, Pavakaha, like many other words are there, but this is another word, analam, not enough. That is the word for fire. So it is something like that, where the more you put fuel, the more it glows. The more it is never satiated. So that is it. So we saw that shloka, that is 39th shloka. We have to read this avatarika, that is the introduction for 40th shloka. Let us read this introduction. Kimadhisthana punaha.
Kimadhisthana punaha.
Kimadhisthana
punaha.
Kamaha. Jnanasya avaranattvena. Vairi sarvasya ityapekshayam aha jnatehi shatroho adhisthane sukhena shatru nibarhanam kartum shakyate iti indriyani iti. Okay, so he wants to know, Arjuna, not Arjuna, this is Shankaracharya's commentary only. Shankaracharya is giving an introduction. So once you know as to where exactly it is located, what is this? He has been describing this Kama. It is so ferocious, it is so unquenchable, it is so insatiable, all these things he has been explaining. Then where is it located? What is the base? What is its adhisthana? What is its locus? So that is the meaning here. Kimadhisthana punaha kamaha jnanasya avaranattvena vairi. So kimadhisthana means what is its base? Literally the word kimadhisthana means by having what as the base. That is literally it means. But idiomatically if you want to translate into English, what is its base? Kimadhisthana punaha kamaha jnanasya avaranattvena vairi. It is an enemy of everybody because it is clouding the intellect. It is clouding your knowledge. Jnanasya avaranam. Avaranam is what? Avaranam is something which covers, something which totally conceals. So, jnanasya avaranam. What is it concealing? It is concealing the intellect, it is concealing the buddhi, it is concealing the jnanam. So, it is what is something like, it is something which is totally, it's a lid on that jnana. So, jnanasya avaranattvena vairi, sarvasya, for everybody, ityapekshayam, in that context or on that question, aha, this is being told because jnatehi shatroho adhisthane. If you know where the enemy is located, if you know where the enemy is hiding, where is the bunker or what is the place where he is hiding, then sukhena shatru nibarhanam kartum shakyate. If you know what is the enemy, you have seen who is the enemy. Now you should know where is the enemy. So sukhena tasya nibarhanam kartum shakyate. Nibarhanam means to demolish him, to eradicate him, to remove him. So that is possible, to overcome that Shatru, to defeat that Shatru. That is possible only when you know, number one, you have to know who is the enemy. Number two, where he is located. So where he is located is being told in this next shloka, that is 40th shloka. Now let us read the shloka. Indriyani mano buddhihi asyadhisthana muchyate yetair vimohayatyesha jnanam avrutya dehinam. Okay, now here we are seeing the whole structure of antahkarana. We know what is this antahkarana. Antahkarana, broadly in English we translate it as the mind, but in the Vedantic tradition we classify this antahkarana at 4 levels. That is what is called manas, then what is called buddhi, then what is called ahankara, what is called chitta. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham. There is a line from Shankaracharya, I am neither manas, nor buddhi, nor ahankara, nor chittam. So that is what he says. Mana is that first level where the level where you receive impressions, but then where you are not able to diagnose, where you have not yet diagnosed, rather, where you have not yet seen, what exactly it is, but there is an impression on the mind. That is at the mind level, perception level. Buddhi level is where you perceive it, where you understand it. I'm sorry, I forgot about this phone. So buddhi is the level where you have a sense of discrimination as to what is right and what is wrong. The second level is, the next level, third level is aham. That is, I know this, I am cognizing this I like, I dislike. That is feeling of I where it comes, that is buddhi, and that is ahankara. Then the reflective quality of the mind. After some time, you think about it, you contemplate. That is that reflective part of the mind. That is called chittam. That is on the higher side. So these 4 levels, they are called antahkarana. And then Indriyani manaha buddhihi asya adhisthana muchyate. This kamasya adhisthana, where exactly is this kama located? It is located in the indriyas. And then manas and buddhi. This is where it is located. It is not located elsewhere. So in the earlier shloka we have seen that kama is a product of this rajoguna. Rajoguna samudbhavaha. Rajoguna, we know that this prakriti or maya, it has got these 3 gunas. There are 3 constituents in this maya. That is sattva guna, that tendency to be contented, tendency where there is a dedication to satyam, dhanam, ahimsa, shaucham and all indriya nigraha, all those things, they characterize this sattva guna. Rajoguna is more and more acquisitive tendency and then domineering tendency, that is called rajoguna. Tamoguna, that is say sloth, slumber, and then including violence, all those things, ignorance, violence, all those qualities they characterize tamoguna. So from this rajoguna, this kama, the desire, originates. Then this sattva guna is the responsible for creation of indriyas and antahkarana. We know some time ago I told that the Maya, which is having this from the Maya, we have got these 5 elements: Pruthivi, Apaha, Tejaha, Vayuhu, Akasha. And each of these senses, we have 5 senses: Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These are the 5 things which we see which we perceive through the senses. Then each sense corresponds to one particular element. That is, Pruthivi is connected with what? Is the sense of smell. Apaha is water. Water is connected with the sense of taste. Next is Tejaha. Tejaha is fire or light or sun, whatever it is. Tejaha. It is connected with our sense of sight. Then Vayuhu. Vayu is connected with the sense of our sparsha, touch. And then Akasha. That is connected with the sense of that is linked rather to the idea of to the sense of our hearing. So like this, the 5 senses are connected to the 5 senses, 5 elements outside. So from these elements also, they also have this sattvamsha, rajvamsha, tamovamsha. Sattva component, rajas component and tamas component. So this sattva component of each element, Pruthivi, Apa, Teja, Vayu and Akasha, the sattva component of these things, they contribute to the creation of the indriyas in a body, whether it is a human body or an animal body or any body. So this sattva component is responsible for the creation of the indriyas. So, or rather, this indriya is a reflection. There is a sort of organic relationship between the indriya and the sattva component of that particular bhuta, panchamahabhuta. So, and what about this antahkarana? My skin only perceives sense of what? Touch. My nose can only smell. My eye can only see, but my eye cannot hear, my eye cannot feel the touch and whatnot. But mind is something, antahkarana is something which feels all. So that is why it is said that this antahkarana is a product of the collective sattva component of all the 5 elements. Each sattva component creates one sense. But collectively the whole sattva component of all the 5 elements, they create this antahkarana. So that is why antahkarana is able to see, it is able to smell, it is able to feel that, cognize that feeling of touch, everything. It is able to see, or it is able to coordinate all the 5 senses. So this is what is the creation of this indriya. So indriya is a creation of this sattva guna, and also antahkarana is the creation of this sattva guna, whereas this kama is the creation of rajoguna. Rajaha, what is this rajoguna? We are going to see, or probably we have that we are going to see rajo ragatmakam vidhi. Rajaha ragatmakam. What is this ragatmakam? Ragam means it is a question of attachment. Raga actually means ranjanat ragaha. Ranjanam means painting. It actually paints you red. You have a clean slate. This antahkaranam is a clean slate. And this ragam, or this attachment, affection, love, hatred, it is painting in red, dark and all colors. So that is what is ragatmakam. So this rajoguna is producing in you, this pure antahkarana is affected by this rajoguna, and this rajoguna is painting this antahkarana in all colors so that it is not able to receive the pure reflection of that atman. Antahkarana is a pure reflecting medium where that atma chaitanya is supposed to manifest. But then this antahkarana is being covered like dhumena avriyate vanhihi. We have seen that thing, like a smoke clouds or envelops the fire. Yatha adarsho malena cha, like a mirror is totally covered by dust. So by mala, chitta malam. Chitta malam is what? All the dirt of the mind is called chitta malam. So the chitta malam, what is the dirt? The same kama, krodha, raga, dvesha, all these things. So like that, this indriya is a product of, as I said, indriyas are a product of sattva guna. Rajoguna's product is kama. This we have to remember. Indriya, manas, buddhi. That is mano buddhi. Okay, collectively you take it as antahkarana. This antahkarana and indriyas, they are the basis. That is the place where this kama is located. After all, this human being again is a product of the 5 elements only. There is a sattva guna of the 5 elements, and then that sattva guna is creating something in us. Rajoguna again is affecting us. So the same rajoguna is responsible for a person not able to see the atma, and not able to feel the reflection of this atman. So that is know his real nature rather. The real nature is that pure consciousness. He is not able to see this pure consciousness only because of this clouding of his senses. Clouding of the senses and mind is the thing which is responsible for a person, or which is stopping a man from realizing his own self. Indriyani manobuddhihi asya adhisthana muchyate. Asya means of this. Of what? Of kama. Here the discussion is on kama. The discussion is on that kama is, that is the desire. Asya adhisthana muchyate. Indriyani manaha buddhihi asya means of this, that is kamasya. Adhishthanam means that is the basis, that is the locus, that is the seat rather. Adhishthanam uchyate means it is said. Then yetaihi vimohayati yeshaha. Yetaihi, by this, by these, not this, by these means what? Indriya, manas, buddhi, etc. These things, they go after sense objects. Indriyani, they don't keep quiet. They are like horses which drag this chariot. They are the horses. We know that we have an idea of that chariot. So the whole body is compared to a chariot, and then these indriyas are the horses which drag this thing to the sense objects. So yetaihi vimohayati. Vimohayati means Vividham mohayati. V plus mohayati. V is a, say what is this? Upasarga. V is a prefix. V plus mohayati. Mohayati is the regular verb. V plus mohayati is vividham mohayati. It deludes in several ways. It deludes completely. It deludes completely. Yeshaha means this kama. Jnanam avrutya dehinam. Dehinam is what? The embodied self, dehi. Deha asyasti iti dehi. One who has a deha is a dehi. Who is that? A jiva. And also it means dehi, dehatma bhava. One who is having this dehatma bhava. One who feels that I am this body. One who feels that I am this, I am so and so, I am this. So one who is identifying himself with this body, his jnanam is being deluded. His jnanam is being overshadowed, his jnanam is being totally covered. Jnanam avrutya dehinam. Of this particular dehi, jnanam avrutya vimohayati. Vimohayati means it deludes him in so many ways. It deludes him in, any number of ways, innumerable ways. Okay, let us see this bhashyam. Indriyani iti. Indriyani manobuddhischa. Asya kamasya adhishthanam ashrayah uchyate etaihi indriyadibhihi ashrayaihi vimohayati vividham mohayati yesha kamaha jnanam avrutya achadya dehinam sharirinam. Yeah, now it is very easy to understand this. Indriyani, these five senses, manaha buddhischa, manas, mind, and buddhi, these are asya. Asya means of this kamasya. What is this asya? Shankaracharya is saying kamasya, of this kama. Adhishthanam ashrayah. Adhishthanam means ashrayah. That is the shelter, that is the place where they operate. That is their field of operation. That is their shelter, or rather, that is their location, or that is their seat. Ashrayah uchyate. Etaihi indriyadibhihi. Etaihi means by these. Indriyadibhihi. What is this etaihi? That is indriya, manas, and buddhi. Ashrayaihi vimohayati vividham mohayati. Vividham means in a diverse ways, in innumerable ways. Mohayati, it deludes. Mohayati yesha means kamaha. Jnanam avrutya achadya. This is like an achhadanam. Achhadanam is what? A covering, a total seal. It is totally sealing this jnanam. In fact, in that Upanishad also we are going to get what is this? Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham. This satyasya mukham, the face of this truth is concealed by such a golden lid. What is this golden lid? All these attractions of this world, all this glitter and all this glamour of this world, all the glamour of all these attractions which we see in the, say, external world, these are like all that Hiranmaya Patra. This is such a golden plate, but this golden plate is actually covering the truth. So this golden plate, painfully you have to remove. It's not very easy to remove this golden plate. This golden plate itself is so attractive, and you are caught in that golden plate like a fly on some say sweet dish. So but then this thing has to be removed. This thing has to be removed if we have to know the self, if we have to know the truth. So that is the meaning here. Vimohayati yesha kamaha jnanam avrutya achadya dehinam sharirinam. Shariri is again sharira hasyasti iti shariri, deha hasyasti iti dehi. So that's it. So any other point by these people? Madhusudhana vyakya kamaha vishaya bhogyena swayameva nivartayate. Okay, that's all. Okay, yata evam. Now we will go to the next shloka. Tasmat iti. Okay, next shloka. Tasmat tvam indriyanyadav niyamya bharatarshava papmanam prajahihyenam jnana vijnana nashanam. Okay. Tasmat tvam indriyani adav niyamya bharatarshava. Bharatarshava is the address here. He is addressing Arjuna. Bharatarshabha, he is saying, hey, oh, you say Bharata Vamshe Rushabha, you are the one of the finest people in that Bharata Vamsha. And that Bharata Vamsha is known for all these Rajarshis, all these saintly kings, the philosopher kings. So the Bharata Vamsha is known for that thing. The king Bharata himself was like that. So this is all called Bharata Vamsha. We know that Bharata Vamsha, how that was that originated. That the story of Dushyanta and Shakuntala. So that is that Bharata Vishwamitra was doing some tapas, and then to that Vishwamitra, this Shakuntala is born. And then Shakuntala marries what is this man, Dushyanta, King Dushyanta, and then a Bharata king. Bharata is, he was born. And then in his name, this Bharata Varsha, Bharata Khanda, this whole Bharata Varsha is named after him. So that is it. Bharatarshabha, famous person. Rushabha is a Shrestha Vachakam. It is called Shrestha Vachakam. Kavi Rushabha means, great poet. Rajarshabha, great among kings. So like that, Bharatarshabha, in that Bharata clan, you are like a Rushabha. You are one of the finest people. You are one of the finest chaps in that Bharata clan. So you should know this better. So basically referring to him as Bharatarshabha, he is pointing out that you are not an ordinary man. You belong to such a great high lineage, and you know this much. So Tasmatvam Indriyan Yadav Niyamya Bharatarshabha. Bharata and all these people were great people who had that self-control. They had that Indriya Nigraha. So he is reminding of his lineage. Then Bharatarshabha, Tasmat, therefore, Tvam, you, Indriyani Adav Niyamya. Adav means first of all. In the first place, Indriyani Niyamya. First thing you have to do is to control your senses. These Indriyas, they are like the horses which pull you out. So in all directions, it may lead you in the right path, or it may drag the chariot into a ditch. So that is the role of these Indriyas. So Tam Indriyani Adav Niyamya. Niyamya means having control. How do you control these Indriyas? It is not very easy. Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam Tannirodha says Yoga Sutra. There is a gradual, it is a slow practice. Abhyasa is, it is not done in one day. It has to be slowly, consciously, it has to be practiced. And then Abhyasa coupled with Vairagya. Abhyasa is rather a physical restraint. Vairagya is a mental, mental restraint in the sense that you contemplate on that. You see what is its nature, you analyze its nature. Number one, physical restraint is okay. You want to eat something and then you physically no, you said no. But then mentally means Vairagya means you see the guna dosha, you see its faults. Suppose there is a tendency to acquire something, there is a tendency for a desire for a particular object. Then you have to see how impermanent it is, how it is really bad. How it is really bad, both on an ordinary plane and also on a philosophical plane. So you have to analyze. You have to analyze this guna and dosha, and then accept the right thing and discard the wrong thing. So that is what is Vairagya. Vairagya is total dispassion. You have to analyze. You have to analyze all the dosha darshanam. That is what is called dosha darshanam. Vishayeshu dosha darshanam. So all these vishayas, they are basically deluding in nature. So that dosha darshanam, he has to consciously, he has to analyze, he should train the mind to analyze the mistakes in all these things and gradually give up. In fact, this is one principle which even the psychologists, they follow. The modern psychologists also, they also, suppose you go, there is de-addiction camps. What do they do in de-addiction camps? De-addiction camps, there is some element of physical force, there is a lot of thinking. There is a lot of, lot many inputs they give to you, lot many inputs, a lot of information they give to you about the harm done by smoking. So you are educated on that, all the harmful, results of that smoking. So like that, all the harmful results of these Vishayas, they have to be contemplated upon. That is what is called Vairagya. So with this Abhyasa and Vairagya, you have to consciously Niyamya, Indriyani Niyamya, having controlled this thing. Hey Bharatarshabha, Tasmatvam Indriyanyadav Niyamya Bharatarshabha, Papmanam Prajahihi, Enam Jnana Vijnana Nashanam. This Jnana Vijnana Nashanam, this which is the cause Nashanam here means not only destruction, the cause for destruction. The cause for destruction, that were destroying what? Jnana and Vijnana. Jnana, Vijnana, Nashanam. This kama is something which is going to destroy your Jnana and Vijnana. So Jnana and Vijnana, technically there is a slight difference in Vedanta. Jnana, Shankaracharya is going to say that Jnana is a theoretical knowledge, Paroksha Jnana. By this Ravana, Manana and all that, you understand what is the nature of Brahman. By logic, which is advanced in the Upanishads and also in Brahma Sutras and other things, you know theoretically, at a theoretical level, you have an idea of what is that Brahman. Then Vijnana is when you become it. So we know that Vedanta does not stop with the intellectual knowing, at an intellectual level of knowing what it is. It also asks you to become Brahman. It asks you to become Brahman. How is it possible? It is only possible by erasing your identity. You have your identity, and then your identity has to be totally erased in order to become Brahman. So your ego has to totally merge, it has to totally dissolve. Only that is what Vidyaranya, he says about Manonasha and Vasanakshaya. These are two wonderful concepts which are explained by Vidyaranya in his book Jivan Mukti Viveka. There are two chapters, Manonasha Prakaranam and say Vasanakshaya Prakaranam. Wonderful passages where this process of withdrawing, not even withdrawing, this sort of dissolving the mind and dissolving all the vasanas, it is explained in a very elaborate manner. So that is what is to be done here in order to have, attain that state of Vijnana. Jnana, okay, you and I can sit and read Vedanta, go to a good scholar and then go to a good Panditji and then we can understand at an intellectual level. But Vedanta asks you to undergo some internal transformation. This internal transformation only we have to do. And this is a journey which we only have to do. Nobody else does. A scholar can tell you, a Swamiji can tell you what is this. But then a Swamiji cannot push you through this. You have to yourself, we have to ourselves do this thing. This sort of internal transformation has to be done over a period of time. It's a conscious practice. And then this internal transformation, only you are the witness and nobody else is the witness. Okay, people may guess by your deeds and by the way you react. People may, okay, this man is a realized person. People may guess, may not guess also. People may feel that, oh, this fellow is a fool. People may also feel, because all these jnanis, jadonmatta vat, jada, like a dull fellow, unmatta vat, like somebody who is a drunken fellow. So these jnanis, they are sometimes perceived like that. Jnanis, because the fellow is not conscious of his self. He is in an extreme state of jnana. So he, like that Jada Bharata in what is this Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So like that, he can be perceived as, he may be perceived as a jnani. He may not be perceived also. So, but then you yourself, your own say identity, maybe you are not even aware of your identity. When you feel that I know the Brahman, then you are not, you do not know. That feeling of I has to totally disappear. So then only there is such internal transformation in you. So that is called Vijnana. Jnana, Vijnana, Nashanam. So what is that Jnana, Vijnana, Nashanam? What is the cause for this destruction of this Jnana and Vijnana? This is the Kama. So, Tasmatvam Indriyan Yadav Niyamya Bharatarshabha Papmanam Prajahihi Yenam. Yenam means this one. What is this one? Kamam. No, what is that kama he is giving? One adjective also. Papmanam. This is a highly sinful nature. This is of highly sinful nature. Papma. Papam is the Atma. That is its Papatma. That is the Papatma. We say sometimes Punyatmudu and Papatmudu. Punyatma is somebody who is dedicated to all good deeds, etc. Papatma is a fellow who is totally involved in all bad deeds. So this is something like that. Papmanam. The very nature is Papam. Papmanam prajahihi. Prakarshena jahi. Jahi means you discard. Pra is an upasarga. Prakarshena jahi means thoroughly discard. Thoroughly discard, totally discard. He plus yenam. Prajahi yenam is pra plus jahi plus he plus yenam. That is how it has to be split. Prajahi yenam. Pra is an upasarga. Jahi means discard. Prajahi means totally discard. He means, we know that he is an avyayam. indeclinable, which means because enam, this one. What is that this one? This one means kama, which is the root cause for the destruction of this jnana and vijnana. So that is what is shloka's meaning. Words I have explained. Tasmat plus tasmat indriyani adau niyamya bharatarshava papmanam pra jahi hi enam jnana vijnana nasanam. Well, let us read this bhashyam. Tasmaditi tasmat tvam indriyani adau purvam niyamya vashīkrutya bharatarshava papmanam papacharam kamam prajahihi parityaja enam prakrutam vairinam jnana vijnana nasanam jnanam shastratah acharyatascha atmadinam avabodhah vijnanam visheshatah tad anubhavah tayoh jnana vijnanayoh shreyah prapti hetvoh nasanam prajahihi atmanah parityaja ityarthah. Okay, tasmat, therefore, tvam means you, indriyani adau purvam means in the beginning. In the first step you have to do is to restrain. The first step in Vedanta is slowly control your senses. Controlling the senses, it has been told in different ways. Karma marga is there. The first step in controlling the senses is karma marga. Otherwise there will be totally unrestrained behavior of human being. So karma marga has been told to you. Okay, instead of going to a pub, you do this yajna. You will get moksha. Moksha, not moksha, you will get this svarga, you will get some punyam, you will get something. That is again a small lollipop which is presented to you. Then after that karma, it is again said nishkama karma, slightly a higher level where you do this with Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Then again after that nishkama karma, you come to the real rejection of all things after a stage. So like that, slowly channeling a man's energy in a slightly controlled fashion and then withdrawing this self. So that is the ultimate goal which has been told. Initially that this path of karma, then how this path of karma has to lead to jnana, that is what we have been seeing all through. So, indriyani adau niyamya, purvam niyamya, the first step is to control the indriyas. Vashīkrutya, niyamya means vashīkrutya, having brought them under your own vasham. Vasham is control. Then, he bharatarshava, papmanam papacharam kamam. So, papmanam means papacharam, where the very conduct is papam. The desire, if it is let loose, it will indulge in all types of papachar, all types of bad deeds only. If you totally let loose, if there is no police anywhere in the world for one day, there will be so many, if there is no police, there is no law and order, there may be very many number of atrocities. So like that. So papmanam, papacharam, we are afraid of law. So that is why people are, they behave in a rather restrained manner. So papacharam kamam prajahi means parityaja, prakashena jahi, parityaja. Then what? Enam means this one, prakrutam vairinam. Prakrutam means in this present context. Prakrutam means in this present context. Who is the vairi? That jnana vijnana nasanam, that kamam. Jnana vijnana nasanam. Then he is explaining what is jnanam and what is vijnanam. Jnanam shastratah acharyatascha atmadinam avabodhaha. Shastratah means from the shastra. By the from the shastra, not a tritiya vibhakti, shastratah is the panchami vibhakti. That is shastratah from the shastra, and also acharyatah from the acharya, from the teacher. So you have two sources. One is shastra. But one source is not enough. You have to go to an acharya also who has to teach you. It is not enough if you read a book of swimming. It is like that. You have to go to a coach also. That coach will physically help you. That coach will physically guide you through your various strokes and all those movements. if you just read a book and then go, your strokes may not be so perfect. So like that, Acharya is a fellow, he is a person who, like that swimming coach, he will perfect, who will see that you attain some perfection in your strokes. So like that he sees where exactly you are, what is the stage of your sadhana, and say he advises you on what you have to do. So that is the duty of an Acharya. You see, he sees where exactly you are you in the first step or second step or third step. So he is a person who can diagnose where you are. So that is why Shastra and Acharya both are required. Shastrataha Acharyatascha Atmadinam Avabodha. Avabodha means understanding. Avabodha is understanding. Of what? Atmadinam. Subject like Atma, etc. That is the Avabodha. Atma, what is Atma? What is Jiva? What is its relation with this Atma? So these are all the subject matters of Vedanta. These are all the subject matters of all the Upanishads. So this is what is called Jnanam. Vijnanam is Visheshataha tad Anubhavaha. Visheshataha tad Anubhavaha. So exclusively he is he is experiencing it. That is, like we know this famous statement, Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. A person who knows Brahma, he becomes Brahma. So we know that famous statement. That is what is Vijnanam. Vijnanam is understanding it. So you know theoretically, and then you also become one. So that is that Vijnanam. Anubhavaha. Tayoho Jnana Vijnanayoho. Of these, Tayoho means of these two. What are these two? Jnana and Vijnana. Of these two, Shreyah Prapti Hetvoho. Then he is also qualifying them by saying that these are the two things which are the cause for the Shreyah Prapti. Shreyah is what? Moksha. Moksha, the ultimate liberation, is that Shreyas. The ultimate Shreyas, the ultimate good that can happen to a person is that moksha, total liberation. And the Shreyah Prapti Hetu is what? Jnana and Vijnana. Jnana and Vijnana are the things which are the cause, which are the Hetu for that Shreya. Ultimate Shreya is moksha. So for that, Nashanam. So this is cause, this Kama is the cause for destruction. Kama is the Kama means the desire. Desire is the cause for destroying this Jnana and Vijnana. Nashanam Prajahihi. Prajahihi means Atmanaha Prajahihi. Atmanaha means of yours. Atmana means, we should not take that ultimate Atma. Atmanaha, it has two meanings. Atmanaha Krodham Parityaja means you discard or reject your Krodha. Atmanaha Kamam Parityaja means you discard your desire. So that is it. Atmanaha Krodham Parityaja means you discard your anger. So like that. Atmanaha Kamam Parityaja. Parityaja means you discard, you get rid of it. That is the meaning. Next line. Indriyani Adau Niyamya.
Indriyani Adau Niyamya.
Kamam Shatrum Jahihi.
Kamam Shatrum Jahihi.
Ityuktam. Tatra. Kimashrayah. Kamam Jahyat. Ityuchyate. Okay. So you know where the enemy is located. You know who is the enemy and you know where the enemy is located. Then with what weapon you have to get rid of him. So that is it. Kimashrayah. By what? By whose help? By Kimashrayah literally means by taking shelter of what? That means with whose help or with what help? So that with what assistance, let us say. Kimashrayah. Kamam Jahyat. We know where is the enemy located, but now you need a weapon. You need a weapon to go and hit him. So that is the thing. What is that weapon? Kimashrayah. In what manner? In what manner can you hit that enemy? Indriyani Adau Niyamya Kamam Shatrum Jahihi Ityuktam. So it has been said, okay, well said. What? You control your Indriyas and then you control this enemy called desire. Here for Arjuna also the enemy is desire. The enemy is Kama. These are my people, how can I do this? That is all, is a product of Kama only. So Niyamya Kamam Shatrum Jahihi. So it has been told that okay, you have to control Kama. You have to control your Indriyas and then in that manner you kill that Shatru. Then how? Tatra Kimashrayah, with what help or with what assistance can this Kama be controlled? Can this Kama be overcome? So that is it. Indriyani iti. Next line, next shloka. Indriyani paranyahuhu.
Indriyani paranyahuhu.
Indriyebhyah param manah.
Indriyebhyah param manah.
Manasastu para buddhihi.
Manasastu para buddhihi.
Yo buddheh paratastu saha.
Yo buddheh paratastu saha.
Okay, so here he is again giving a more complete picture of what is this indriyas. So earlier we saw this indriya, manas and buddhi. This is the structure of the mind. So what is the structure in comparison with a higher, say on a higher scale? On a small scale he has shown, but on a more, in a larger canvas, what is the place of this indriya? So indriyani parani ahuhu. Indriyani, this we know that this, as I said, these are like the horses. They are superior to Ratham. Ratham after all is chariot. Chariot is something which is what? Which is insentient. Chariot is something which is, which is not having any intellect. Whereas a horse is something which is a live thing, and it is something which is energetic, and that is having all the power to pull. So it can pull you on a right path, or it can pull you and take you and put you in a ditch. So this indriya, so that is why these indriyas are superior when compared to this physical body. Parani ahuhu means superior or more subtle. You know this word subtle, more subtle. We know this what is gross and subtle. So here there is an analysis of what is gross and what is subtle. Indriya is more subtle when compared to the body. The physical body is something which is a product of these 5 elements. So this is rather jada, and then indriya is something which is having some semblance of chetana in that. Some semblance of chetana is there. So that is why it is superior to the body. Indriyani parani ahu. Param means superior or more subtler. So parani is what? Parani is plural. Indriyani parani. Indriyam is singular. Indriyani is plural. Param is singular, parani is plural. So when one word is turns into plural, the other word also has to turn into plural. The Visheshanam also has to turn into plural. So indriyani parani ahuhu. Ahuhu means they say. Then indriyebhyah param manah. Then when compared to these indriyas also, which is more subtle, the mind is more subtle. Because it is the indriya which is going to the sense object, and then it is giving that sense impression to the mind, and it is the mind which is processing all that. So indriyebhyah param manah means this indriyas may be more subtle than the body, but more subtle than the indriyas is the mind. Indriyebhyah param is superior or supreme or subtle, more subtle is manah, mind. Then beyond the mind there is what is called buddhi. Mind also can be seen. Mind, manasastu para buddhi. Beyond mind is buddhi, because buddhi is something which says what is good and what is bad. The mind simply receives the impression. It is like something like a post box, and then that post box, from the post box you take out all those things, and then that inward box, let us say, you take out all those things and then see what is right and what is wrong, what is correct, what is not correct. So that is what is the level of buddhi. So that is why buddhi is more subtle than the mind. Manasastu para buddhihi. Yo buddhehe parataha tu saha. Yo buddhehe parataha tu saha. This tu has to be added to yo. Yo means yaha. Yaha tu. That is, on the other hand, the one who. Yaha tu means, on the other hand, the one who. Buddhehe parataha. One who is beyond that buddhi. Who is that? Saha. Saha means he. Who is that he? Atma. That is contextually, that Saha means Atma. Who is the witness for all these things? So we know a word what is called Druk Drushya Viveka. What is Druk and what is Drushyam? Drushyam is something which is seen. Druk is the person who sees. So what is seen is inferior. The person who sees this thing which is Druk is superior. So that is in that sense, let us see, in that paradigm, the seer sense paradigm, let us say, in that seer sense paradigm, or that in that fashion, let us say, body is something which is gross. Indriya is more subtle when compared to that, because the body is seen, or any physical object is seen by these indriyas. And then indriya again carries the message to, what is it? Mind. So So mind is something superior to Indriyas. Then mind again, whatever is acquired or whatever impressions are there which are there in the mind, they are again processed by the buddhi. So that is why buddhi is superior to mind. But then buddhi also is a drishyam. I say that I am seeing my mind. That is what a yogi, that is what anybody can practice seeing, or you can watch your own mind. You can watch all the thought process in your mind. That is what is sadhana. That is what is told in yoga. In yoga, what is that samadhi? Samadhi is a very, very slow process of watching all the thoughts which come in a stream, like that stream of consciousness, as they say. Chitta srotaha. In fact, that word stream of consciousness is used by modern psychologists. But that word, exact word, is there in Patanjali Yoga Sutra Bhashyam. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there is a Bhashyam by somebody who do not know, but it is called Vyasa Bhashyam. People are not very sure whether it is the same Vyasa who wrote it. I don't think it is the same Vyasa. Many scholars, my own guru does not think that it is by the same Vyasa who wrote Mahabharata. It must be some other Vyasa. It is called Vyasa Bhashyam. Chittas rotaha vahati punyaya vahati papaya. There he writes, Chittas rotaha, that stream of consciousness, it goes in all directions. It moves in a punya direction, it moves in a papa direction. It moves in a right direction and also in the wrong direction. That stream of consciousness. A yogi is the person who watches all his feelings, all his thought processes, and then makes them still. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha, not in a very, very forceful way, but in a very slow manner. In a slow manner, he watches all his thoughts coming and going, and then by slowly concentrating on some alambana, that yogic process, we know there is an alambana. That is how all our pratika, upasanam has come out. Pratika means you keep some pratika. This I visualize as, say, Lord Shiva. This I visualize as Lord Vishnu. And then simply I do not, there is some logic also in that, as I explained. So that God form or God, the idea of God, you visualize in a small object. So that is what is upasana. So that is how yogis, they bring their mind under control. So yogis bring their mind under control through a long process of abhyasa. This abhyasa and vairagya again is the same Yoga Sutra. So Yoga Sutra is also linked in a large way with this process of mastery of one's own self. Manasastu parabuddhi, where is it? Indriyani manasastu parabuddhi yo buddhehe paratastu saha. Yo buddhehe parataha, one who is beyond that buddhi is Atma. Saha means Atma. So this is it. Let us see the words. Indriyani is simple. Parani plus ahuhu paranyahuhu. Indriyebhyah param manaha. Then manasaha tu. Tu means on the other hand, manasaha. Manasaha means more than when compared to the mind. Para buddhihi. Buddhi is supreme. Yaha tu, on the other hand, the one who is beyond this buddhi is saha, that is Atma. Let us read this bhashyam. Shloka, is it clear?
Yes.
Indriyani iti. Okay. Indriyani Shrotradini Pancha Deham Sthulam Bhahyam Parichinnam cha Apekshya Saukshmyat not Saukshmyat, Saukshmya Antarasthatva Vyapitvat Vyapittvadi Apekshya Parani Prakrushthani Ahuhu Panditaha. Okay. Indriyani Shrotradini. We know this, there is no need to repeat. Indriyani, these 5 Shrotradini, Shrotram, etc. Pancha, these 5 Indriyas. Then Deham Sthulam Bhahyam Parichinnam cha Apekshya. That is in comparison with this body, which is this gross one. Deham Sthulam. Sthulam is gross. Bhahyam, external. This gross external body. Parichinnam. Parichinnam is very limited. Very limited. When compared to this, Indriyas are superior. Indriyas are superior because this parichinnam, this is body here only. But then this Indriya is able to go to the sense object and get the sense impression. This eye is supposed to go to the sense object and catch the impression. So that is how this Indriya is superior. Parichinnam chapetshe, in comparison with this physical, limited, confined body, Indriya is superior. how Saukshmya, Antarasthatva, Vyapittvadi. Saukshmya is Sukshma. Sukshma bhavam is Sukshmasya bhavam Saukshmyam. Sukshma means subtle. Antarastha, it is inside. Antarastha, Antaha means inside. Antarasthatva means by being the inside. Mind is inside by Antarasthatva. Then Vyapitva, though it is inside, it is Vyapi. Sharira is confined, but then the mind is something which is Vyapi. It is going out in all directions. It is there, it is moving in all directions because it is of the nature of consciousness. It is of the nature of consciousness, so it is able to go out. So Vyapittvadi apekshya parani prakrusthani ahu panditaha. Parani means prakrusthani. Prakrusthani means superior. Superior. Param is supreme or superior. Prakrushtha also superior. Prakrusthani ahu panditaha. The panditas say that these indriyas are superior. Then tatha Indriyebhyah param manaha sankalpa vikalpatmakam. So tatha means likewise. Tatha means likewise. Indriyebhyah param manaha. This mind is something which is param, superior or subtle, more subtle. How? It is sankalpa vikalpatmakam. It is receiving impressions at least. All impressions it is receiving. So it is sankalpa and vikalpa. Sankalpa means whether it is this or not. Sankalpa vikalpatmakam means it is not able to decide whether it is this or that. So that is the state. It is called sankalpa vikalpatmakam. Sankalpa means deciding. Vikalpa means is in a dilemma. So that sankalpa vikalpatmakam, either this or that, it is in such a dilemma. So that is the state of mind. Then tatha manasastu para buddhihi nischayatmika. So buddhi is something which is nischayatmika buddhihi. That is how it is defined. Nischayatmika. So buddhi is something which decides, yes, it is this. Yes, it is this. And then this is good, this is bad. So that is how this nischayatmika buddhi is something which is evaluates that whatever sense impression is there, it evaluates and decides it is this. Nischayatmika buddhi. So that is why in that manner it is superior to manaha. Then tatha likewise yaha sarva drishyebhyah buddhyantebhyah abhyantaraha yam dehinam indriyadibhihi ashrayaihi yuktaha kamaha jnanaavaranadvarena mohayati ityuktam sa buddhehe drashta paramatma. Okay. So tatha means likewise. Yaha sarva drishyebhyah buddhyantebhyah abhyantaraha. Sarva drishyebhyah. So now we are, as I said, as we were seeing, we are seeing what is a druk and what is a drishyam, what is the seer, who is the seer and what is the seen. So the thing which sees everything, the mind is seeing to some extent, buddhi is seeing to some extent, and beyond buddhi is something which is illuminating the buddhi. Actually, buddhi is something which is the antahkarana in our siddhanta is a jada. Logicians who are what is called tarkika, in this tarka system, buddhi is, mind is something where intelligence is produced. But Vedanta says mind is not something where intelligence is produced. It is illumined by something else. It is illumined by the Shuddha Chaitanya. Unless that Shuddha Chaitanya's reflection is there, this is Antahkarana is a Jadam. So that is our Siddhanta, that is our philosophy. So Indriyebhya then, which means that which illumines everything. 5 minutes. Okay, that which illumines everything is what is seeing everything. You see, senses are illumined by the mind. The mind is illumined by buddhi. Not illumined, it is superior. Then again, the whole thing is seen. The whole thing is illumined by that Shuddha Chaitanya only. So all these things are reflections in that Shuddha Chaitanya only, or manifestations in that Shuddha Chaitanya. So that is why Yaha Sarva Drishyebhyah, which is beyond all these Drishyas. Sarva Drishyebhyah means from all these Drishyas. Drishya is whatever is parichinna. Drishyam is something which is parichinna. When I am seeing something, it is something which is limited. When I am seeing, you may see earth also. Earth is something, you go to space and then you see earth as a small ball. So earth is again a drishya. The space again becomes a drishya. All things, they become drishya only. But there is something which is beyond all this drishya, which illumines all these drishyas. Sarva drishyebhyah buddhyantebhyah. That is, that which is ending with this buddhi. All these drishyas, the human mind can comprehend. The human mind is the master. But then there is a master for this human mind also. Who is that master for the human mind? So, yo buddhehe parataha is that saha. Yam yo buddhehe buddhyantebhyah abhyantaraha, which is more subtle. Abhyantara means not that it is inside everything, which is more subtle than everything, is yam dehinam indriyadhibihi ashrayaihi yuktah kamaha jnanavarana mohayati iti yuktam. Yam dehinam. Dehi is what? I said, one who is having a dehabhimani. So a person who is having this dehabhimani, he is caught in this web of these indriyas, he is caught in the web of all these things. And then that indriyas again, they are painted by this kama, they are painted red by this kama. And then kamaha, and then it is doing this jnana avarana, it is doing this covering, it is shrouding rather, it is totally enveloping, it is enveloping this jnanam. Jnana avarana dvarena mohayati ityuktam. Saha buddhehe drashta paramatma. Who is that saha? Buddhehe drashta. The one who sees this buddhi also. Buddhehe drashta. The one who sees this buddhi. Drashta for buddhi. Buddhehe drashta means drashta or seer for this buddhi. Who is, what is that? Param atma. That supreme atma. That supreme self. Which is providing that chit, that is intelligence, which is illumining everything. So here we are talking about this, the chit aspect of Paramatma. Paramatma is having three things. One is Sat and Chit and the other is Ananda. The Sat aspect relates to the feeling that I exist. The Sat. Sat means to exist. The Sat aspect. The Chit aspect means the knowing that I. The knowing that I is what is called Chit. The Chit aspect, that is intelligence. Then Ananda. When I see something or when I enjoy something, that is a part and some infinitesimal ananda of that Brahmananda. That is a very, very small infinitesimal portion of that Brahmananda. When I eat a laddu or when I eat something or when I have some other, say, happiness, some other type of pleasure, it is some small, infinitesimally small part of that Brahmananda only. That is the aspect of Ananda. Temporarily you forget yourself and you are in that Ananda. The moment I eat something, temporarily I am forgetting myself. And then that is that stage of Ananda. So that Sat Chit Ananda gets translated at a very small level in this human body. So here we are talking about this Chit aspect, where this Indriya and then one over the other, the thing which sees or illumines all drishyas. All the drishyas are illumined by what? Buddheha parataha to saha. That particular Atma. That say illumining consciousness which is there, that is Atma. Then this last shloka is remaining. I think we will continue this last shloka in the next class. Here it is over or not? Yeah. So buddhehe drashta paramatma. So this 42nd shloka is over. We will stop with this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.